I have this theory is that don't compare good and great. I've never once regretted paying great for great. Paying great for good, I almost always regret it. Dak Prescott becomes highest paid player in league history. That is not a recipe for Super Bowls. We have a recipe for Super Bowls. Young quarterbacks on rookie deals and great quarterbacks on team-friendly deals. Good quarterbacks making great money does not win Super Bowls. I would never have a problem paying Rodgers, Russell, Mahomes great money because great is a different galaxy than good. Dak's good. Mahomes is great. Dak's contract is never in the next 4 years going to feel like, whoo, we stole him. Man, this is team-friendly. Dallas now has 5 players paid in the top 5 in their position. I don't think any of them are in the top 5 as talent. That's not good. You also have a coach who's a GM who's 70, 80s your owner. I don't love it. I can be happy for the guy and not think it helps him to win playoff games. Some guys are into the money. That makes good money. I've never felt he's a money guy. And I don't begrudge anybody who wants to make theirs. But Dallas has one playoff win when they were paying Dak $600,000. A year from now, they're paying him $39.5 million. That is hard. I don't care how much the cap goes up, but it's not going to go up that much. It is hard to win. We have a resume and a recipe. Rookie contracts for quarterbacks and great guys taking pay cuts. Got 30 free minutes. Won't have to ever worry about somebody breaking into your home. Go to simplysafecolin.com, customize your system, get a free security camera. Simplysafecolin.com. 45 minutes. Joel Klatt has the courage to come in here and go against me. Imagine that in a mock draft. Very excited for it. You are taking your career in your own hands when you're talking to the master of the mock draft. Okay, so this one doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Today's the NBA trade deadline, right? And there's some trades. The Bulls made a big trade to get with Orlando today. This one I don't get. Sometimes you have to accept your fate. Okay, this is a condensed season. Bunch of games back to back to back. The Lakers are old. Their 2 stars are old. They won the championship, so they played the most possible games last year, and it's the shortest offseason. You've got to come to terms with this was not going to be great. There were some predictable health issues for the Lakers. So there's a story out there this morning. The Lakers are considering bringing Kyle Lowry of the Raptors over and basically getting rid of Dennis Schroeder, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, Taylor Horton-Tucker, draft picks. A timeout. First of all, when the Lakers were healthy, they were clearly the best team in the league. Why panic? Secondly, Kyle Lowry's 35. The Raptors are 18-3 the last 2 years when he doesn't play. He's not dominating Eastern Conference points guards. Listen, you got to just understand your fate. AD's back in 2 weeks. You've got 8 games during that period. If you go 1-7, and the Lakers aren't good without AD and LeBron, let's say you go 1-7, you're still 29-23. You're probably 6th or probably 7th in the West. LeBron comes back 2 weeks after that. You're good. But you have to accept your fate. You have your 2 stars. One is brittle AD, and one is older LeBron. Okay, that you have to accept it. It's a condensed schedule. More games in a shorter time. Shortest offseason. You played the most possible games. You could see some of this coming. This was going to be a struggle. That's why they went out and got a Schroeder. That's why they went out and got a Montrezl Harrell. They wanted younger players and more depth because they got kind of a scheduling break last year, believe it or not, with the pandemic where AD and LeBron could rest for 4.5 months. This feels like a panic move to me. I don't get it. It's nothing against Kyle Lowry, but if he's your answer, I'm not sure I want to know the question. The Western Conference is stacked. You're going to go 1-7 over your next 8 games. You're not out of the playoffs. You're going to be 29-23. That's fine. And you were the best team in the league, clearly, when LeBron and AD were healthy. And AD's back in 2 weeks. I mean, and unless the Lakers know something we don't know about AD's health or LeBron's health, that it's far worse, then that's different. But this feels like I'm sorry, but I like KCP. I used to be a huge doubter, but he's a big shot guy in the playoffs. Horton, people really like. He's a unique talent. I don't think Kyle Lowry's the answer. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
Well, the Bears already had Nick Foles on the roster when they signed Andy Dalton to a one-year deal.
Yeah.
Dalton said he was told he's going to be the starter next season.
Yeah.
And the team's social media backed that up with a statement. They tweeted a picture of Andy Dalton in a Bears uniform with the caption QB1.
This kind of feels tone deaf to me.
Yes.
Like,
No.
you're trying to, we all know that you wanted Russell Wilson.
Right.
And you actually went after Jameis Winston and Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, the Bears didn't want Wentz, but we know you wanted Deshaun Watson. So, just like, if Andy Dalton's your answer, don't do that on social media.
I agree. It felt a little wild. Like, you can't pitch that kind of performance and that kind of talent acquisition to your fan base and then come up with Andy Dalton and push it as this is something that is supposed to be celebrated. Like, we all know Andy Dalton is not as good as Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson.
Also, they tried to sell us their devotion to Trubisky and bailed on him the minute they could. So Bear fans lived through this experience of people questioning Trubisky, and you go, no, we rock solid. The second you could get rid of him, you got rid of him.
Right. And look, it sounds like we're picking on Andy Dalton, but look, this is
fine human.
It's not about that. It's about the fact that, he had a 4-5 record last year and a 64.9 completion percentage, 14 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
He's out of his prime, and he wasn't great in his prime.
And was 2-11 with the Bengals in 2019. So
come on.
This is like it's not an overreaction to say that's kind of a ridiculous statement. Like I really don't know what the Bears are doing. It felt like a panic move anyway. Like I would feel more optimistic if they had even gotten someone like a Marcus Mariota.
Yes,
and I don't think that Mariota is anything to be excited about, but at least it would have been like interesting.
Mariota is what they thought Trubisky was going to be. I've been told this before. Mariota has got about a 500 record. Mariota is a better athlete than Trubisky and a better thrower of the football. If Trubisky was Mariota, and remember, Tennessee bailed on Mariota about a year before we all thought they should have. Mariota subbed for one game last year and was great on television against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Trubisky's a poor man's Mariota. So if you're going to upgrade, if you're going to move to another quarterback, get somebody built to run around because A, that's the league, B, that's your offense, and 3, you don't have a great offensive line, so it's needed.
And it's not like you weren't in the trade market. We know you tried to trade for Russell Wilson, and you were willing to give a haul for him. Now, I don't think you should give that same amount for Marcus Mariota, but if you were willing to make a trade like that, why wouldn't you be willing to trade for Sam Darnold?
The worst part about this story is I have to say critical things of Andy Dalton, who's a very good person.
Well, we're not criticizing him personally.
I know, but it's been like 7 years of just crapping on the guy, and I just feel bad. I feel a little guilt. Maybe I'm getting old and vulnerable. I feel bad.
Are you getting soft in your old age?
I might be. I ate nothing but bread yesterday.
I saw.
I am getting soft. I ate garlic bread, pisa, sandwiches.
You're in a bad area for that because it's like great restaurants.
They're all Italian.
I listen. Pasta was my comfort food during the past year, as you guys can tell, and have let me know.
God, would you stop saying that? You're more ravishing than ever. Could you stop with that?
I'm fine. I'm healthy. That's all I care about. That's all that matters. The Seahawks